what's up? This is DeNiro ONeal with Planet One Music, and today I'm going to be showing you how I basically mix. So after I export all my stuff from FLStudio, all my audio files, bring them over here, and after that, I label them out in the channel rack here in FLStudio. Make sure everything is on separate tracks and everything. This is just my extra stuff over here, like my effects and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a different video. But the first thing I do all the time is I press Control Alt and I bring everything all the way down so I can start fresh. You know what I mean? So my goal is not to hit over 6 dB, and I go real fast. So I'm gonna show you my method here, and I know this is probably not conventional because people use a billion plugins just for one thing, and then after that they get to the master and they don't have no more room left, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so this is what I do first. I'm playing the track back. I got it looped up here, and I just go with my kick first, because I always start off with the kick, because the kick in the 808 is what all the other music should follow under, if it's depending on the style of music, the genre. But since I do more urban music, you're looking for that kick in that 808. So anyway, it's hitting 6 dB, so I'm good on there. But I get quickly to my see, like I told you, I'm very unconventional when I'm mixing. So try to find that sweet spot, right? And then I always add some highs on my kicks, only because if you're listening to it on the phone or something, you got to have some type of perception of where that kick is coming from. So as we can see here, it's over 6 dB. So I'm going to bring it down to 6 dB now that I did all of that. Wherever that line stop moving at. And the second thing I go to is my 808. Gotta make sure those two don't be on the same frequency or hit around each other. And of course, I put up the highs on that too. Now a lot of people use the EQ, you can plug it in and all that kind of good stuff. That's fine, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm not doing that later. Basically it's because on the master track I'm gonna be cleaning all that stuff up. But I'm just trying to find a fundamental frequency while I'm mixing for right now. And that's just how I do it. You can do it any way you want to, but it's basically the same thing. You find a fundamental frequency, and you're doing subtractive EQ too later on in the session. But the main point is finding the fundamental frequency so you can get as much gain as you want to. Another thing too, you want to make sure on these tracks that you got your gain turned up on the volume. You got this, so you want to go over here on your levels and make sure those is turned up, because other than that you're not going to get the true effect. So anyway, this is the 808. It's not going over 6 dB, so I'm fine with that. And after that, everything else just falls right into place. So now I just real tingy, so. But there's one thing I did, even though this is a snare, I took the bass out so it won't collide over here with these other basses, even though you can't hear it. It's probably in there somewhere, and I can show you what I mean by that. It's parametric EQ. Well, ain't nothing really over there, but it could be. You can see a little light something, so just take that out. You know what I mean? So the quick way I do it is just basically they put this little EQ over here for a reason, right? So just a quick way to kind of get that in there. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. So I'm gonna take that. I know they're gonna get irritating later, but once all other music come in, it'll be fine. Kind of sweep it so you can see what it. Then you can kind of widen it up with this stereo enhancer, so you can get both speakers going in on it. notice when I'm EQing, I always start off with the middle one because that's what people's ear responds to more, is like the middle frequencies and stuff. So I always start off there before I start sweeping, even if it's something high, like the tambourine. Now y'all keep in mind that I'm using one speaker for this recording, so it's not gonna be the perfect mix, but I'm just giving you an idea of what I'm doing. And of course, you panning your stuff as you go too. Don't be afraid to add certain effects as well. Like using the chords on this loop, kind of give it some, some width. You know what I mean? That sound. And I know a lot of people probably look at these faders and like why they way down there. You can adjust it down here if you want to. It's just that I need to have room. You know what I mean? So I can adjust it, very vaguely. Of course, I've got these meters going so I can see what's hitting on the left and the right speakers. So, that's a quick way that I got my mix. Now I got my whole mix sitting here. Everything is fine. I look at my master and everything is somewhat, over 6 dB. I want everything to be under 6 dB. As you can see, each individual instrument is hitting under 6 dB, but when the frequencies start climbing on top of each other, then that's when they start going over. So to kill that, even though you hit this control thing and group them all together and bring them down until this mix is sitting around by right here. It might sound low at first. You turn the speakers up, but as long as this is not going over 6 dB, then you should be good to go. And then you got room to master and add your other effects, which I covered in a different video. So yeah, that's basically it. You basically, like I said, I always start off with my kicks first and then everything else lays under it. Make sure I put some stereo effects on it. And even though certain stuff might sound tingy or something at first, like these snares did, you want to make sure that it fits in the mix. You know what I mean? Because other stuff, probably complement that in a certain way. You know what I mean? And then at the end of your mix, of course, in the master, you kind of do your subtractive EQ and stuff. However, people rarely use this area right here, this EQ that's already put on there. But trust me, it makes stuff faster than going in here and putting on a big old EQ and stuff like that. And of course, it's not about speed; it's about quality, right? But you got to understand what your purpose is to find a fundamental frequency. So when you sweep it, you can find that fundamental frequency and make sure you take it as your low ends, because that's all you're gonna do up here. It's just a 3-band EQ. Some people want this other type of EQ and stuff like that, but when you mixing, you just need to find what instruments is hitting and understand what your objective is. Then once you get into mastering and stuff like that, you can get into the other EQ stuff where you can take stuff out. And I always master within my mixing session. So in case like hi-hats is too loud, I can control it just by simply turning it down because I'm already within the session. Some people probably just take this, burn it, export it, put it into another thing, and then try to master it, which is fine if you got a good mix. But sometimes if your room is not acoustically treated right and you're at a different place, you're gonna hear something different. And so knowing that, you want to make sure that you have full control over it. So when I master, I give myself a mastering chain, which I talk about in a different video, a mastering chain, so I can see or have an idea of what's standing out or what's sticking out. And of course, you need to probably at least have two sets of speakers, one big size speakers and one small speakers. Maybe export it to your phone so you can see what you're listening for. Like, for instance, this kick here, you want to make sure that you can hear it in the phone. Because if you just got just this only, and you only, over here at 150 hertz or something like that, then you're not really hearing it through that phone. But if you add some highs to it, then you can hear that the high part of this kick over the phone, and or any other device that's not, you know, uh, might not have big speakers. You know what I'm saying? So and also even on the hi hats and stuff like that, you turn that bass down because you never know what's going on in here that you can't hear. You see it obviously in here because it'll show it to you. That's the good thing about having a visual parametric EQ is you can see what's going on. And 9 times out of 10 it's something usually back here somewhere covered on the frequency because somebody recorded that sample with something going on in the background or something. So you just automatically take those out just so it won't pile up on each other. But yada yada, you know what I'm talking about. Subscribe, hit me up. This is the mixing video. Talk to you later. Be cool. Make good music. Stay creative.